Hey guys, today we will see a list of important topics in Qlik, so which might help you for those who are preparing for interview or for a certification, or even for a total beginner, right? Who are totally new for Qlik, who are looking for a learning path. So these topics will definitely help. On these should be more than enough, right, to get started with Qlik or to appear for any interview as well. So let's get started. We'll just go through at a high level all the list of important topics, and I'll just give a brief about each then and there. Okay. So let's get started. So before we get into any BI tool, right? Uh, it can be any BI tool. See, learning a BI tool like Qlik or Power BI or a Spotfire or Tableau might take few days or weeks, but the the actual point is to have some the basics or the foundation strong on the RDBMS concepts, right? So so only then it can be applied on top of any BI tool. So the underlying foundation should be very strong over here. So I would suggest these topics. Have a grip over what is RDBMS, what is data warehousing, why do we need a data warehouse first of all, and what is data mart, and how the ETL tool helps to build a data warehouse or data mart. ETL tools like Ab Initio, Data Stage, or Informatica, and then how and what this extract, transform, load does, and what happens in each stage. At a high level, you should have some idea what is ETL all about. And then comes the BI. So understand how traditional BI used to work, tools like SSRS, MicroStrategy, Cognos, or BO, and how the modern age tool like Qlik or Power BI works, and what's the role of BI, why do we need a business intelligence tool, so things like that, right? And what is relationship, entity relationship, what is cardinality, how the data is related, what is the relationship one to one or one to many, so what is dimension, what is fact. So these are all very important things. So you should have a clear idea on what is dimension, what type of data will be there in dimension, and what type of data will be there in a fact, and how these two should be related. And because these underlying knowledge or awareness of how these logical data model are created in a database will help you to come up with a proper data model in Qlik again. Okay, because in Qlik or Power BI you have to replicate the data model again. So having a good grip on these concepts will help you when you design a data model, and what type of schema to sell preferred, whether it's star schema or snowflake schema, so which is preferred, and how to design such scheme data modeling schemas, and what is normalized and denormalized, and what are the benefits of each, and how does it differ. So why star is preferred always, and how it gives a good performance compared to snowflake even though it is denormalized. So things like that, right? To will help you before you get into actual BI2. Okay, so now let's go to Qlik. So understand what is Qlik, and understand how traditional tools used to work, and how Qlik changed the landscape, and how it revolutionized the BI, right, altogether. It changed the way the entire BI tool works 10 or 15 years back. It introduced the in-memory technology. It has its own proprietary associative engine. So the entire data model is associative. So no predefined sequels, nothing. See, on the fly, you can apply filter. You can explore the entire data model. You can select any column, any field from any table, and you could see all associated informations across the data model. So the power of association, and how data is stored in QED. So we always pull the data and store it into QED. So further development or the application will always hit the QED. It will not go and hit the underlying database. So it will not put overhead on the database. And how QED is far better in when compared to hitting the source, right? And whether you store the data in QED, and how it is compressed, and how the data is stored within a QED, what is bit stuff, pointer and symbols, and understand how only the unique or distinct record is stored in a QED. It's all basically pointers, and it basically roughly gives you 1:10 ratio of size compression as well. Okay, And performance wise also, it will be 10 or 100 times faster when you read from qd rather than the actual data source. So have a basic understanding of all these about Qlik. And then when you get into the actual tool, right, so start from connecting to a data source. So when you open Qlik, you have to first connect to a data source. It can be a flat file or a database or a REST API or any kind of source for that matter. So understand what are all the different types of data source and how to connect to them. Explore some of the commonly used data sources, ODBC connections, OLDB connections. So have a good grip on that. So then comes the architecture. See, normally we follow two tier or three tier architecture. So the first step will be to connect to the data source, which we call it as the extract layer. So we connect, we pull the data, and we store it to the QEDs. And next layer is the transformation layer, which is where we decide the data model, where we apply all the business transformation logics, whatever data transformation you want to perform. You do everything in this transformation layer. Any calculated column you want to derive in the back, and you apply any business logic, you want to perform join, concatenation, apply map, everything gets happens in this transformation layer. And then comes the third layer, which is the application layer. Okay, so normally people prefer three tier, or in some cases it would be just a two tier. You have extract layer and application layer. Okay, uh, it depends upon the architecture and depends upon how much transformation is required on the data set. Okay, so in case you go with a data model layer, and then how do you pass data from data model layer to application layer? So you go with binary load. What is binary load and how it helps you to pull data from data model layer to application layer, and what is the benefit of having a binary load? So if you have a data model layer in between, the same data model layer can be reused for multiple application layers. You can have three or four application layers, multiple layers, using the same underlying data model. So you don't have to repeat the extract and transformation again and again, right? So that's one benefit of having a second layer, transformation layer. And with the help of binary load, you can pass the data from transformation layer to application layer. So it will act as a mask in between. So it will totally isolate or mask what is done, what type of transformation is done in the transformation layer. So the application layer will not have any code. It will have just single line binary load, that's it. So it acts as a security as well, right? So anybody to whom you share this application layer, they will be able to see only the UI. They will not be able to see anything on the backend script. So there are many benefits of binary load, and the way we implement binary load differs in ClickView versus ClickSense. So have understanding of that as well. So so that's all about the architecture. So we saw binary load. Apart from that, there are many other types of load, commonly used loads. Uh, the most commonly used are inline and resident load. So understand what is those. What are those? And other than that, we have buffer load, partial load where we do add or replace, and we do also have incremental load, which is again most commonly used, where you want to load only the incremental data rather than pulling the entire volume of data, right? So you want only the latest data. So, and there are many types within incremental as well. So add, delete, or many types are there. So explore what the types of loads. And we spoke about data modeling, right? So star schema, snowflake schema. So we normally prefer star, which gives you better performance even though the data is redundant or duplicated. But since it is denormalized, right, it gives you better performance because the number of join between the tables are very less. So in snowflake you have dimension and the sub dimension, so the number of steps joins involved are more, right? So that is one benefit. And also when you design a data model, so when you have a single fact table, we are good. Okay, it is surrounded by multiple dimension tables. You can simply form a star or snowflake schema. But what if you have more than one fact table, right? So then you have to go with the link table concept to create a bridge table in bridge or link table in between. So you have to be clear on this link table concept, which is very important when you want to handle more than one fact table. Okay, and then comes the basics. Okay, so when you create any data model, you might be facing these challenges: synthetic keys, circular loops, all these things comes into picture. Okay, so when you have more than one common field between two tables, you will get a synthetic key, right? So then, how do you resolve synthetic key? So synthetic key is not always bad. Okay, so there are genuine cases where you can retain it either as a synthetic key as such, or you combine them into a composite key. When you create a composite key, go with auto number function for better performance and memory saving operations. So what are the ways to remove synthetic key, right? So you can either rename the field which is not required, or you comment it out, or you drop or delete the field totally, or if both are required, create a composite key, or you can use a qualify function where qualify, what it does is it adds an alias name in front of the each field, right? So it adds a table name in front of the field, so it will be table name dot column name, so that so everything will be qualified. Or you can join. So basically you can pick any of these methods to resolve synthetic key. Depends upon the type of data or design you have. Next comes the circular loop reference. So, unlike synthetic key, this is totally no. Okay, we should never have a circular loop in the data model. So, circular loop happens when three or more tables are joined in a loop, right, in a circular fashion. So, we have to break the loop. It is a strict no. Shouldn't be present in the data model. Okay, or else it will end up getting wrong results. Okay, and then we have concatenate. So by default, when you load similar tables, tables will get concatenated, right? So that is concatenation. Either you can stop that behavior by no concatenation, or if the tables are not similar but you still want to concatenate, you can force it. So there are many types, right? Okay, so explore that topic. And then comes the important one, join. Okay, and what understand what is join, types of join, the left, right, outer, and all. So by default, when you associate, it is always an outer join in click. Okay, so explore inner, left, right, outer. uh, and un- apply map also does a similar job. Okay, but still we do an apply map which is similar to lookup in excel. So understand, why do we need an apply map when we have already a join? So, and how, where are the scenarios where we can use apply map? So if there are only two fields, you can go with an apply map where you want to do a mapping or lookup. And if there is no matching value, in join will return blank or empty but null. Whereas in apply map, you can have a third parameter and give any name you want. So there are many benefits, right? Um, so understand the difference between join and apply map, and what's the benefit, and what which scenario will go for an apply map. And then understand keep, right? Again, what is the difference between join and keep? So technically both gives the same result, but keep will still retain the table separate, right? Unlike join, it will not physically join it together. uh, the tables will be separate, but the underlying concept still remains the same. Okay, so explore these topics. And then comes master calendar, which is nothing but the time dimension. So we normally have a separate script for master calendar. It's always better to have, link our date fields with the calendar, so that it will be helpful for you when you create the visuals. So especially in the facts, you will not have transactions happening daily. There could be some dates where no transaction happened. So in such cases, master calendar helps you out to give you a continuous list of dates throughout the year. And it can also help you with other fields, right? Year, month, quarter, whatever, fiscal calendar or any operation. So having a separate time dimension is always better. So have a good grip on master calendar. And then comes the scripting functions. So we have many functions in Qlik, so we cannot learn or explore everything. It we like explore it as and when we use based on our experience, right? But there are some functions which are very common, we use day to day life. So we have some common scripting functions and UI functions. So explore those. So once few, I've listed few here, like date or date hash, which is normally used to handle dates from the source. We have exist function, which checks for a value within the data model. We have where clause, match, no match. Peak is one commonly used. Set and let are always used. Subfield, substring, some string functions. So there are many more. I have listed few. We have trim, left trim, right trim, replace, purge. Many commonly used functions are there. Similarly, on the UI, right, we have AGGR, aggregate function, above, below, range, sum, total, and many more. So when you use an AGGR function, right, uh, be careful while you use AGGR, and use it I mean only if you really require, okay, depending upon the requirement or the type of data you handle, because AGGR is always going to be memory intensive. So use it wisely. And also if statement, okay, so I missed, yeah, if is on another commonly used thing. Then comes section access, where we implement the security on the data. It can be a row level security, a column level, object level, or it can be in a sheet level also. So sheet level, now we can, uh, earlier we had an option to do it with the rules, security rules, but now we can also do it in the UI as well. So explore section access. And then comes set analysis, which is very very important topic in Qlik. Okay, whether you learn Qlik as a new developer or you prefer prepare for an interview, so set analysis is one such key topic. So understand what is set and why do we need set analysis, and how it helps you to override the associative technology in Qlik, and uh, what things can be achieved using set. Okay, so you can do NTD, MTD analysis, comparative analysis, last year versus previous year versus current year comparison, many other stuffs, rolling averages, rolling last month, 12 months, anything, right? See, there are many use cases for set analysis. So explore set analysis, practice, and have a thorough understanding, a good grip on set. And then we have comparative analysis, which can be done with the help of alternate states. And then we have, getting into the UI, we have the master dimension, master measures, which are basically helpful when you want to reuse same set of dimensions or expressions in multiple places. And we also have alternate dimension and measure, which helps you to toggle between dimensions and measures, right, similar to what we had in click view, the cyclic groups and drill down groups. So and we have chart objects, so explore what all the out of box native objects available in Qlik, all type of charts and its properties. And we also have option to use extension objects, third party extensions, right? So most clients use Westlive as their preferred third party extension. So explore whatever is freely available uh, in the market. So learn how to add an extension object to ClickSense and how to explore it. Or if you are comfortable with JavaScript or other programming languages, you can try to create your own extension objects. So these are all the most commonly used topics as a developer. Okay, but when it comes to certification, right, especially when you are appearing for a business analyst or a data architect, so there the data manager will also be covered. Okay, so data manager is one thing which we, as a developer, we don't use normally in a day-to-day life. We always go with the data load editor. We do all the scripting on the back end and we'll do the UI, right? We never go to data manager. But as an end user, people may prefer, or a business analyst may prefer data manager, because it gives an UI interface to connect to data, perform transformation, right? It's a no code, so you don't have to write any code. But so data manager is something you have to put some additional effort and explore, especially if you want to prepare for a certification. But as a developer, data manager is optional. It may not be required. As long as you're comfortable with data load editor, that should be more than enough. Okay. But for certification, we have to obviously explore data manager. Um, and also, when you prepare for certification, right? So make sure you are covering the latest release as per that version of ClickSense. Okay. And these are all some additional topics, which is good to know. You can explore direct discovery, understand ODAG, and imprinting is a separate product, so you can explore imprinting. If you are comfortable with coding, you can explore mashups, how to integrate click object or dashboard into an HTML page using mashup, or AML integration. It can be through SSE extension or OpenAI or REST API. So any other AML based integrations. So I think we have pretty much covered. Please do let me know in the comment section if I have missed any other important topics, or if you need any clarification on any of these topics. Most of the topics are already covered in our channel. Please do let me know in the comment section for any clarification. Thanks for watching.